Hello there, folks. Hope you're all doing well. Here at Hemlock Overlook Regional Park, and as this sign explains here, these trees were recently designated in the Old Growth Forest Network. I think it's only the second Old Growth Forest Network designation in Northern Virginia, the first here in Fairfax County. And yeah, this is here at Hemlock Overlook Regional Park. Really, really cool place, and named for these magnificent eastern hemlock trees. You can see all the saplings here. You can see this white stuff. That's the pest that's been killing all these hemlocks, unfortunately. So it really sucks, and the only way to really solve it is to treat these trees individually. So that's what's being done here. They're trying their best, but I mean, it's amazing because on the one hand, these trees are being killed off so dramatically. Like 90 to 95% of them are dead in Shenandoah National Park nearby in Virginia. But you know, those that are here and reproduce, you can see a lot of big ones here probably have been treated. Look at the amount of saplings, even here right along the banks. You can just see tons of them sprouting up here. Beautiful. And I mean, look at this forest here. So across the way, entirely deciduous, almost entirely. There's some pines and hemlocks and stuff, but look here, it's amazing. Looks like something out of like Oregon or somewhere out west, California, Sierra Nevada, something like that. With all these evergreens here. You got the mountain laurel, which sort of have like a manzanita look to them, very twisty old bark. So beautiful, so beautiful. Native broadleaf evergreen to the DC area, and then you got these magnificent eastern hemlocks here. One of my favorite native trees to the DC area. It's just really tragic that they're being killed off like this. And in the DC area, again, we're a bit too humid for them to grow commonly, so they sort of are. I think they used to be more widespread here when it was, you know, like that tens of thousands of years ago, during like the past ice ages when it was colder here. But they've slowly moved northward, and the remaining populations are on like hillsides and stream banks, where I guess it's sort of more sheltered and more rocky sort of soil that they prefer. And then you find them a lot up in, like, again, Shenandoah National Park's up in the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains. So you'll find them a lot even into the south. The Smoky Mountains are everywhere, even though it's pretty far south. It's like high elevation, so they love that. But look at this. I mean, it's like so dense with eastern hemlocks in here. And these are really rare trees in the DC area. You almost never just find them growing by themselves. They grow only in really groves. I only know of like maybe 4 groves in the area. And again, these trees are really being killed off. So to see a grove like this is just magnificent. And look at that. So beautiful. Go over here. So beautiful. Amazing trees. So yeah, again, these are native conifers to the DC area, and it's so cool also. There's a mix of the native conifers with the native broadleaf evergreens. You got this really dense evergreen canopy literally across from what is, you know, a very deciduous canopy typical of the DC area. So most forests are gonna look like this. It's you know, late fall here, late November, and most of the trees are pretty bare by now. There's actually a pretty dense grove of hemlocks in there, which is pretty cool. You can see some of them towering up there. But most of them, you know, forests here, in my opinion, are kind of ugly in winter. All these, you know, leafless deciduous trees, but so nice to have this evergreen canopy here. It really looks like something out of the western U.S. with all the evergreens up the hillside. It's amazing how dense it is. And this was recently, and then that sign that I showed you at the beginning, recently meaning like, I think just a couple months ago, designated with the Old Growth Forest Network. So again, the DC area has been, you know, I mean, it's crazy the amount of development here, farming and stuff going back centuries. So there's very, very little remaining old growth in the DC area, very little. So to have one like this, such a large old growth forest, I think it's like 20 acres that were designated for the Old Growth Forest Network, is amazing. And some of these trees are over 250 years old, is what they said. So that's amazing. And these can live to like 600 years old. So they're one of the longest lived trees in the eastern US. Just amazing. Look at this. So beautiful with the broadleaf evergreen. Mountain laurel here. I think there's some rhododendron that grow here as well. Mountain laurel look a lot like rhododendron, but they're not. They're maybe related, but they're not a true rhododendron species. You can see a hemlock here that looks like it was probably killed by the adelgid. It's called the Hemlock woolly adelgid. Terrible pest that's killing all the hemlocks. And again, I went to the Smoky Mountains, which is just hemlocks everywhere, and they're really just being decimated there. So it's really sad, and now it's spreading up into like Ontario, Nova Scotia, Maine, and you know, New England. So it's spread throughout most of the hemlocks range now. Only restricted really by cold. There's no natural predators of this pest since it's invasive. So a real shame, but this forest is unbelievable. Look at this. Let me sort of step down for a second, get a better vantage. That is unbelievable. So beautiful. So yeah, definitely one of the coolest hikes here in Northern Virginia. It's really cool to drive out here as well. Lots of evergreens, lots of pastures, some small towns. It really looks like something out of Appalachia. And we're only like a couple, you know, maybe like an hour and a half from like some really tall mountains in the Appalachians. But, you know, here in the DC area, you know, close to like the coast and everything, you really get an Appalachian feel here. So it's really cool. Just amazing. So, you know, as much as these trees are being killed off, which obviously really sucks, these ones are really resilient, being treated thankfully, and you can see a lot of dense undergrowth here, which makes me hopeful for the future of these trees in the DC area. So hopefully there will be a solution one day, but till then, I guess they gotta keep treating them individually or try to find a better way. Look at the size of this tree. That's gotta be centuries and centuries old. One of the biggest eastern hemlocks I've ever seen. Unbelievable. So thanks for watching our videos, folks. Stay tuned and take care. Beautiful eastern hemlocks here. Hemlock Overlook Regional Park, Northern Virginia.